What is up, YouTube? James Baek here. Welcome back to another episode of VGC 2018 Baek Battles. Today, we have the Mega Medicham team once again with Nidoking, Mega Medicham, Bishop, Gyarados, Among Us, and Tapu Koko. Let's get started and play some games. So, yeah, my voice, I should probably rest it because I think you can tell I am straining it a bit. But the thing is, the day you're watching this will be a Friday. I'll most likely be in Toronto about to compete at the regional championship. So don't exactly have time to record, obviously, and I do want to have daily videos up. So, and this is like one of my few times that I get to record before going to Toronto. So yeah, we got Tapu Koko, Mega Metagross, it looks like Incineroar, Latias variant, Among Us, and Tapu Fini. Pretty standard team, except the Tapu Koko's interesting. Usually you see a Zapdos. So, what do I want to go here is my question. Among Us plus Metagross is really scary to handle. Yeah, it's really scary to handle. Bishop could do work. I think Gyarados plus Among Us could also do work. I don't see Medicham really doing too much work in this game. I think I really like Bishop plus Among Us as a lead. Because in my opponent least Intimidate, I pressure that really hard. If you lead a Tapu, I have Sludge Bomb pressure. Gyarados can set up in the back, which I really like. Z-move for the Among Us is also pretty solid. And I think Nidoking, just in case I need to revenge KO, a Koko or Metagross or potentially a Scarflanders with Ice Beam for my Gyarados to sweep. So we'll see. Medicham plus Koko I think could have also done some work, but I just don't like it. I think Landorus might be coming in this game. And I do think, I don't know, like my opponent has many options. I'm not sure if you actually bring the Koko. But if you don't bring Koko, if I was Mega Gyarados, you'd have a lot of problems. I'm not sure. I think you're forced to bring a Tapu. I think you're supposed to bring Metagross because Metagross is pretty good. I think you bring Among Us here. And the last one I want to say is going to be an Intimidate user in Landorus or the Incineroar just to slow down my physical type attackers. That isn't Bishop. I would see Landorus because it is a electric immunity, but we'll see here. Bishop plus Among Us on deck against the Tapu Fini and Among Us on my opponent's side. So my opponent got me Misty Terrain, which isn't bad here. I could go for Iron Head Sludge Bomb pretty safely. I kind of wish I had Knockoff here. Yeah, but I don't mind getting a potential 2-hit knockout onto the Among Us. I think the Koko would be Z-move if anything on this team. I don't see a reason not to just go for Iron Head and Sludge Bomb. If I can get rid of Among Us, my Nidoking looks so much better in this matchup. So, and Tapu Fini shouldn't be able to knock out Bishop in one hit. I would assume it's a Calm Mind variant, which is usually the most common on these Mega Metagross teams. So, yeah, I feel pretty good about my spot. And I'm going to Iron Head just in case Tapu Fini decides to go... Well, in case Among Us decides to protect for some reason, because of the fact it can't do much, and we do see the protect from Among Us, so excellent. I get an Iron Head and a Sludge Bomb out. That's massive damage coming out into this Tapu Fini. As look at that Iron Head damage. That does have. That's a 2-hit KO. Ice Beam. What? Okay, Ice Beam into the Among Us. I don't think that Spec. Sludge Bomb does come out into the Tapu Fini slot. And that will be, oh, so close, but not able to pick up a knockout. Ice Beam actually really sucks on the Tapu Fini because now my Among Us is threatened. So that does kind of suck. But I think I could easily just go for an Iron Head into the Fini slot again. And I'm thinking of switching out into Gyarados and then switching back into Among Us because I want that regenerator and then maybe activate my berry. So I'll switch out Among Us here into Gyarados. I wonder if that's Specs Fini? Yeah, I wonder if that's Specs Fini based on the damage, but I can't really tell. I mean, I am specially defensive Among Us. As wow, the Among Us decides not to protect here. So what is it going for? Did you read my Gyarados switcher and go for Spore? Oh man, this person's on another level. I could have protected too, but really solid play from my opponent there. I am amazed. That was a really solid play. Metagross I think might be coming out here, or maybe it's the Landorus instead. I have multiple plays luckily I can do. So yeah, really solid play. I kind of wish I protected that. I did not think you would Spore if anything. Rage Powder I thought would be the prime play, but because I could Iron Head Protect right there, but really solid play on my opponent's part. Landorus does come out. So I'm guessing that last Pokemon has to be the Metagross. Life Orb Sucker Punch unfortunately doesn't knock out Landorus, which is, you know, a bit of a drag. But I have multiple plays I can do. One, I could just protect Bisharp and switch out Amoonguss. I don't see a way that this is really punishable unless this Landorus maybe carries like a Swords Dance or something. And then I have two options. I could either protect... I could switch out Amoonguss again into Gyarados the following turn to get Iron Head into the Amoonguss, or I could switch out my into my my Bishop into Gyarados. So I have multiple options here. Let's see what my opponent goes for, as I will protect here. And see what my opponent does. Swords Dance. It is a Swords Dance variant. Oh, man. Sludge Bomb going to come out into the Amoonguss. Wow, my opponent's playing super aggressive. I like it a lot. I think you would protect Earthquake if anything. So, you know what? I think a Sucker Punch and going to Gyarados seems like pretty safe play. I get Regenerator. It doesn't matter if you predict this and go for the Spore at this point. And if you Rage Powder Earthquake, you do a lot to your own Amoonguss, so I guess I'd be fine with that trade. You might also go for a Rock Slide Rage Powder here, which I could see, theoretically. But I'm not sure if he would go for that play. The Bisharp just does so much damage, and if I catch, like, your Amoonguss protecting, if you go for Earthquake, it could be bad. We are going to see that protect from Amoonguss, so it does look like it's going to be that Earthquake going to come out. So this isn't too bad of a spot, as I do get a Sucker Punch off into the Lander slot. And Earthquake is going to come out. So, not the worst, not the worst, not the best. As Bisharp does go down, I do need to find a way to get rid of this Amoonguss combined with Landorus combination, because then I could beat down my opponent's Metagross using my Nidoking. So Amoonguss can come in and go for the Spore and a Landorus, but the problem is we're going to be playing with Sleep Turns with my Gyarados, and the fact that Sludge Bomb in a Rock Slide is going to hurt my Gyarados quite a bit. So I could double out here, but the question is, do I want to go for it? I think I'll go for the Spore into Landorus though, and go hard Nidoking, because I don't want that Rock Slide coming out, if anything. And one, I could intimidate the Landorus once again, so it'd be back at neutral attack. So my Gyarados could potentially set up. I wonder if two Sludge Bombs knock out the Landorus. That'd be really amazing for me, but we'll find out. We'll get Nidoking in. Oh, it's Tectonic Rage. That's really bad. That's really bad. Then again, I should have anticipated that because it was Swords Dance. So we're going to see the Tectonic Rage come out into the Amoonguss, and +1 I'm pretty sure would knock out my Amoonguss pretty easily. Yep. We're going to see Amoonguss drop, and I'm guessing a Sludge Bomb into Gyarados. Yep. Okay, my opponent, really impressive move there. Really impressive move. I have not taken the turn with Sleep Turn with Gyarados yet. I guess the optimal play then was to protect there and then go for Dragon Dance, but that's risky if you go for Rock Slide Sludge Bomb. Because I think that could actually knock out the Gyarados, so, hindsight, not sure. But right here, I think the play is to Dragon Dance right here with Gyarados and go for the Ice Beam into the Landorus slot. Let's see, no Rage Powder, so I'm guessing you're going to protect with the Amoonguss, which makes a lot of sense. Landorus does go down here, which is great. Gyarados going to take its first turn to sleep. Amoonguss probably going to go for Spore, Sludge Bomb again. Yep, Spore into the Nidoking slot. What's this last Pokemon? It's really going to come down to it. If it's Metagross, I feel like I can still win with my Gyarados, but it's Coco. That makes this game really interesting then. It's not Z-move Coco. I wonder if you're going to Gleam here to get damage on the Nidoking, or if you're going to go for the Thunderbolt in the Gyarados. I'm going to try to wake up and protect here, but it takes another turn to sleep. That's 2, I think. Here's the first one with Nidoking. As what are we going to see from the top of Coco? A Thunderbolt into my Gyarados. So, Gyarados is going to get knocked out, and this is not looking good, but I could potentially win depending on sleep turn rolls. Life Orb. Sludge Bomb comes out. It's really going to come down to, I think, rolls on that. I think the best play is always to Ice Beam the top of Coco, because Coco is probably going to do more to Amoonguss at this rate. As Rage Power going to come out. I thought my opponent would just continue to Spore every single time, but since I could wake up, I don't wake up. If I woke up there, I could have actually won, I think. Oh, it's hitting Power Ice? Dude, this guy has, like, the tags, knows how to play. Oh, man, this guy or gal is a lord. Yeah, that's game. Rage Power to him, Power Ice. Wow, that just a completely different degree than I expected. Like, this was 100% a different degree than I expected. As we do wake up, but at this point it's too late. I think if I woke up earlier, I need a crit on Amoonguss, which actually wouldn't have knocked out Amoonguss anyway. I think the only chance I needed was the Gleam there. Like, if my opponent had Gleam there, and then Ice Beam and a few Life Orb hits would knock out Coco, and then I'd wake up early against Amoonguss. But very solidly played from my opponent. I guess maybe I shouldn't have tried to get the Regenerate health so greedy the second turn. If I just protected there, I was in such a solid position. So maybe that was the better play. And then against the Landorus, I guess I had to anticipate either would it go for Tectonic Rage or would it go for Rock Slide. Maybe I could have also taken a turn. Yeah, it's still tough either way. But really solidly played for my opponent. That was a really, really strong. Those were some really strong reads. Like, those were some really strong reads. Actually, if I locked myself in a Sludge Bomb with Nidoking, no, that wouldn't really matter too much. Because even if I knock out Landorus with Sludge Bomb, you could just redirect with Amoonguss, and I'm pretty sure it'd be a 3-hit KO and probably a 5-hit KO with its berry. No, 4-hit KO with its berry. Let's see. We got our next team, though. Salamence Como, which is interesting. Tapu Koko, Incineroar, Tapu Bulu, and Nihilego. Really offensive-paced team, it looks like. Yeah, really offensive team. No Gengar, though, which is actually pretty good for me. I could go Koko Nidoking right here. Bishop's decent in this matchup. Not sure if I want to bring it, though, as a lead. I think Bishop plus Koko is actually fine, though, with Nidoking and Gyarados. Just my normal stuff I do against these teams. Even though there's no Mega Gengar to really deal with, that limits my opponent's options in trapping. So, one, that means I'm not really too threatened with my Koko. My Koko does pretty good work against my opponent's team. So I could go for like I could go for multiple factors here. I wonder if you're gonna lead that Incineroar plus Bisharp though. I mean Incineroar plus Como, but it's actually the top of Bulu plus Como, which makes this interesting. We get to find out if it's Scarf Bulu right here. It is not Scarf Bulu, it looks like, so interesting spot we have here. I wonder who's faster between Bulu and Bisharp. I could easily Gleam here in Iron Head, which is a safe play. Like, Como should protect here, but I might as well just go for the Gleam in case you go for a close combat or a Flamethrower, going for a heavy read expecting my Koko to protect here. And I don't want Como to set up right now. I think it'd put me in a really bad spot here. So I'm going to go for Gleam plus Iron Head into Bulu. As Como is going to protect, so I could have protected my Koko. I do have a Sash, though, which is pretty good. And if I'm faster with my Bishop, since I'm Jolly, really good position. But it could be Jolly Max Speed Bulu, which I would assume it would be on this team. It's not, though, so actually I get to keep my Sash. Knock out the Bulu. Oh, that's amazing. That's absolutely amazing. So, get to knock out the Bulu basically for free turn 1. That is fantastic. As let's see what my opponent's going to bring out. If it's Nihilego, I can go for a Gleam plus Iron Head once again. I wonder if it is Scarf. what's it called? Scarf. Nihilego, because that's what I could see on this team. And Incineroar is going to come out. As always, I will always protect my Coco in the situation, since I do have that sash and it's so valuable. So I'll go for low kick and protect. If you go for Z move into if you go for Z move, really impressive play here. No, fake out Z move here into Bishop, very impressive play. But I don't see a reason not to just protect Coco right here. Fake out into Coco and Z move. So this does go how I expected. So the Z move is going to come out. Bishop's definitely going to survive. And then I get a low kick into Incineroar. And then my opponent's down to 2 Pokemon. And I do have ways to KO this Como in the back. Okay, so Como does get his boost. Doesn't knock out Bishop. Thankfully, no crit. Well, would a crit knock out? I don't think it does. I think it misses it. Low kick going to go in Incineroar. Finish off the Incineroar, which has been so helpful. So helpful on these teams that I do have. I do take life or recoil, but doesn't really matter at this point. I have a Sucker Punch threat, and with +1 Bishop with Life Orb, Salaman's gonna come out too. Oh baby, oh baby, give me the Defiant boost, and I will always, unless the Salamence is Tailwind, I guess I could have some problems. Even then, yeah. But I'm going to Gleam here and Sucker Punch the Salamence anyway. I don't want to Sucker Punch in a Como potential Protect here. And Como can only knock out one of my Pokemon. Well, it can't knock out Coco. It can only knock out my Bishop. And that wouldn't be too bad. I would get a Gleam off. So, Como going to Protect here. I really wonder if that's Tailwind coming out from the Mence, because I think that's the only way my opponent can be saved at this point. So I will go for a Gleam here. And I'll just keep drawing off Sucker Punches into Salamence slot. I really don't see a reason not to. It did look like Sucker Punch failed. Yeah, it's Tailwind. That's fine. I feel like I never want Salamence. I could easily Sucker Punch the Salamence again. Is it worth going for the safe play? Is it worth going for an aggressive play? You know what? I'm gonna Sucker Punch Gleam to Como. I don't feel like would you really lose your Salamence here? Potentially. So let's see what's coming out from my opponent. It's gonna be the Flamethrower coming out from the Como. Does target down the Bishop. So that's perfect. I do have a Focus Sash for a reason. So did Salamence go on the offense? No, it went for Roost. Okay, basically ideal turn. Okay, that makes more sense. So it's Roost Tailwind, which is a really interesting set. Sucker Punch should put Como guaranteed in the Gleam range, and now it's Salamence versus the world. Because yeah, I do knock out the Como right there. Crit on Como, I really don't think that matters. I really don't think that matters unless you're like some really, really random like special defensive Como, but you have to have like near max speed to outspeed the Bishop anyway. So yeah. I can go my Gyarados here. Yeah, I'll go Gyarados here. Just Dragon Dance. Just Dragon Dance, keep going for Gleam until Tailwind peters out, and then I could go for Z-Move Gleam, which should be able to finish off the Salamence. So Dragon Dance and a Gleam. No point of going for a Z-Move here yet. And I say yet. So match is going to be forfeit. So going to be able to pick up a win. So really nice there. Basically, being faster than Bulu was absolutely huge. Having the Sash intact on Coco, I guess really didn't matter since my opponent didn't really double up the Coco slot. Being able to get that read onto the Como was really nice though, because Sucker Punch and the Gleam was pretty much a guaranteed KO. So, yeah, really nice that this team actually has a pretty good Como matchup, depending on the partners. I think the only Como match we lost so far was the one with my Milotic, and my Milotic's just a struggle to my team in general if I don't bring Medicham plus Coco, because my team doesn't really appreciate my Milotic at all. As we got our last opponent, 5064 rated player from Japan, with the team of Tapu Lele, Charizard, Gastrodon, Landorus Fairy, Latias, and Greninja. Two potential Mega Evolutions, Charizard and Latias. Charizard has to be a Mega. Latias most likely either a Mega or maybe some kind of support Tailwind set. I don't like this matchup at all. Yeah, I don't really like this matchup. Tell me this matchup does look ugly. Because I don't really have good things for Lele in the first place. I don't know if it's Charizard X or Y. I would assume it's Y, but I could see X as well. Actually, I could see X. I want to go Nidoking Gyarados. Because if I trade Nidoking for Lele, I feel it's 100% worth it. Yeah, hopefully you lead that in. Give me the Lele. I don't think I can bring Bishop in this game. I think I need Medicham in order to break through the Gastrodon, or I have to Dragon Dance up a few times and then get my Z move off, and hopefully that can finish out the Gastrodon. But I really wonder who's the Choice Scarf user on this team. Lele, Landis, Fairy, and Greninja are pretty common Choice Scarf users, so I really wonder if one of them's a Choice Scarf user, because if it's like Choice Scarf Greninja, could really throw a wrench into my plans. So, last game of the day. Can Mega Medicham put in some work? Because this is the first game I think we're bringing it, right? Yeah, in this video. Landorus Latias was not a lead I was anticipating, but I guess I'll take it. Nidoking Gyarados. I really wouldn't think this is special Landorus. You have a Gastrodon. It's definitely faster than my Gyarados, so that's either Jolly Landorus or his Choice Scarf. I don't have good switches either. I think I have to Ice Beam. And Dragon Dance. No Ice Beam, Dragon Dance here. I do want to get rid of Landorus because that's a Pokemon that is intimidating me, which is annoying. I'd rather go for the Dragon Dance right here and go for an Ice Beam. As it is Jolly Scarf Landorus. I hate that thing so much. U-turn gonna come out into the Nidoking, so it gets a free switch. Oh, if it's Lele, I'm gonna be in such a bad position. Yep, Lele. I might want to use my Z move against Lele because I really hate dealing with Lele at this point. Unless Ice Beam does enough to Waterfall knock it out. No, I don't think it does. Tailwind gonna come out from the Latias. We'll go for Dragon Dance right here. Jeez. If it was Jolly Scarf Landorus, I guess I should Sludge Bomb then. I'm gonna go out into my Coco to weaken the Psychic type attack here. And I'm gonna go for my Z move, try to knock out Lele. Because I want to get rid of Lele really badly, because Lele's just a Pokemon I don't have a good matchup against. So, go Coco here. I don't know if you know I'm Scarf, because if it's like a slow, bulky Latias, maybe my opponent doesn't know, but maybe you do. Side Shot gonna come out, target down the Coco slot, which is fine. And Z move coming out in Gyarados. So I could have protected right there, but the problem is Shattered Psyche through Protect into Side Shock into Moonblast might be able to knock out my Gyarados. And I know Shattered Psyche in regular terrain, in electric terrain, should not be able to knock out my Gyarados. And I need to get rid of this Lele because it's just such a massive threat to my team. I will happily trade my Gyarados here for your Lele. Wait, that knocked out? What? Gyarados, you're a lot weaker than I remember. What? Okay, I guess I shouldn't underestimate Lele, but Gyarados has a base, what is it? What's its base special defense? I think it's like 130. Like, what? Well, that sucks. It has to be modest, right? I don't think Timmy would KO. Maybe I could catch my opponent slipping by fearing the fake out. We are going to see Lele retreat Landers probably coming in, yeah. Unfortunately, my entire team is ground weak now. What does Latias do, though? Side Shock my Medicham? Game's not 100% over yet, but I'm in a pretty rough spot. Shadow Ball? Medicham survives, but I'm in Earthquake range. I let you get swept by Scarf Earthquake. There's no way to win the game. I would it. Moringa Berry too. Policy, what? Ice Punch gonna come out on the Latias, does finish it off. Policy. That's kind of cool because one, Icy Wind is a pretty common move, so if you could catch an Icy Wind, you could get a +2 Latias, which I guess is neat. Here comes a Lele, but I can't stop Scarf Earthquake. It literally is impossible for me to stop Scarf Earthquake. So I'll double protect here. I guess Bisharp would have been pretty good in this matchup then. I didn't think my opponent would lead something like that because it was really weak to Bisharp. But I guess I should have brought Bisharp and let it. Earthquake. I mean, I'm just delaying my fate right here. I know Earthquake does finish me off. I wonder what the last Pokemon is. I feel like you would have went Charizard if you didn't have it. Yeah, you would have went Charizard. Did he not bring Charizard in this matchup? I wonder who's the back Pokemon then. If it's not Charizard. That's for the double fails. Earthquake gonna come out. I don't even think that knocks out Lele. We'll see. I think Jolly would miss it. No, it actually does knock out the Lele. So at least we get to find out the last Pokemon. But if it's not Gastrodon, I feel really silly about not bringing my my Bisharp here. Because the reason I didn't want to bring Bisharp is because I didn't have much to touch the Gastrodon. So let's see what's coming out. It's going to be... what? Oh, it is Gastrodon. Okay. What could I do in this matchup? Maybe the play was not to bring Nidoking, but Nidoking was like the only thing that was outspeeding a Lele that wasn't Scarf. Gyarados prevented me from losing the Scarf Earthquake. Yeah, I just don't see how many ways I could really break through. I mean, I guess I'll go for Ice Beam here. Why not? Earthquake's just gonna finish me off anyway. Or Nerf Power. So yeah, Jolly Landorus will be able to finish off my Nidoking, and that's gonna be a good game. So I definitely didn't play this that well. The Pokemon I didn't bring, the Pokemon I brought didn't seem to do that great either. I guess what I did need to bring Bisharp. There's not much I could do with the current Pokemon on my team. Like I would literally have to go for like a super hard read every turn. I would have had to go for Sludge Bomb into the Landorus slot. Turn 1, expecting a Lele. And that's a really crazy hard read there. Because if it's Adamant Scarf, if it's a slow U-turn, I could still be in trouble. And I also really didn't think that Charizard would knock out my Gyarados. So a few big mistakes right there. I think Bisharp was definitely more helpful in this matchup. But I just really don't know what I would replace there. Gyarados prevents me from losing a Scarf Earthquake sweep. Nidoking was needed to outspeed the Lele. I guess if I got +1, I could go for the Sucker Punch into Lele, and if Life Orb +1 Sucker Punch can knock out Lele, I could go into Coco and Sucker Punches. So I guess maybe that would have been the play. Maybe I would have not brought Nidoking then. But I hope everyone enjoyed today's episode of VGC 2018 Back to Battles. We go 1-2, unfortunately, in today's episode. Is this no, wait. This video goes on Thursday. No, this video goes on Friday. Yeah. This video goes on Friday. So, I think. Yeah, it's Friday. So, this video goes up on Friday. I'm probably in Toronto about to compete at the regional championship. Hopefully, people will tune in because there is a stream. It is Critical Hit GG, I believe, that is doing the stream for Toronto. So, hopefully, maybe I can get back to the top cut. It's been 7 months since I've been to regional. And really, all I've been focusing, if it's Pokemon, I really haven't focused on practicing with this team too much. It's mainly I've been focusing on school studies, and then whenever I have a little bit of free time or relaxing, I go play with the regionals team I have. I'm feeling pretty confident about that team, but only time will tell if I'm able to cut or not. So hopefully I will, but we'll see there. I do want to cut another regional. It's been 7 months since I competed in a regional, and you know what? Feeling a bit rusty, and I would like to get that competitive spirit back. But thank you all for tuning in. Have a great day, people, and until we battle again, I'll catch you around.